I gave you my heart.
Hey honeybees, this is Alyssa with Twin Cup Tarot and welcome back. This is Pick a Card, Your Future Spouse slash Partner, Part 2, The Romance. I did Part 1, which actually Part 1 was supposed to be just the only video, a single video. It was supposed to be your future spouse, everything I was getting in regards to who they are and how you meet them. But when I watched back the video, I realized that it was only stuff on the surface. It was only their physical appearance, distinguishable qualities about them, how you meet them in the general sense of what's going on in your life, and their zodiac sign. But I really didn't get anything about the relationship dynamic between you guys. The positive things you guys go through together, the hurdles and the challenges that you experience, and kind of how you mesh over time. Any advice I can give you to help work through that easier. So I am super excited to get into this. This is technically a companion video to the first one, but this video has 6 piles instead of 3. So don't get caught up in picking pile 1 in this one because you picked pile 1 in the last reading, or pile 2 and pile 2, or any of that. Just pick the pile you feel most drawn to in this reading and the pile you feel most drawn to in the part 1 reading, which the link for that will be in the description if you missed that. But anyway, guys, we have 6 piles here. Pile number 1, which is represented by Great Fortune. Pile number 2, represented by Judication. Pile number 3, which is represented by Message. Pile 4, represented by Change. Pile 5, represented by Mature Man. And pile 6, represented by the Privileged Lady. But as usual, keep in mind that energy is fluid, time is an illusion, roles can be reversed, and this may not be your story. And that's okay. There's so many amazing readers out there. One of them will resonate with you. And you have the power, honeybees. You have the power. These cards are simple advice, guidance, and a little bit of entertainment. You need to trust your own intuition. Know that you know the correct path here. And if these cards resonate with you, it's because on some level you already knew what direction you should go into. This is simple confirmation. So if you don't like the outcome or story that you hear me tell, change it. It is that simple. All right, guys, timestamps will be in the description, and I will meet you at your pile. Hello, my pile 1 people, or those of you who picked Great Fortune. This is your reading. Okay, guys, this is so interesting, and I don't like saying this first thing that came to my mind because it's so specific and it's very different, okay? So, what I heard is arranged marriage or marriage of convenience, that kind of thing. It's almost like this started out that way. Like, maybe you guys were very comfortable with each other and you started dating, and then you just decided to get married because that just seemed like the logical thing to do. Or in some of your cases, I'm getting that very possibly, you or your partner gets pregnant, and basically you or the other person decides, okay, well, I guess we need to get married. It's something like that, like marriage of convenience, arranged marriage, uh something like it's almost like this starts out as not being real love, being very almost unrequited. Even if one person has a lot of feelings, I get that at the beginning the other person didn't really, okay? It was almost like they just went through with this out of a sense of duty or responsibility or loyalty to you, or likewise. But but honeybees, what I'm getting is after the marriage, well, actually I get during the engagement, when you're preparing for the wedding, you'll notice kind of these just romantic moments between the two of you where you're actually just really communicating And it might have to do, I'm getting that the venue that you guys choose might be extremely beautiful, and you guys will end up walking around that venue, and there's just gonna be kind of this romantic vibe that just kind of flows through the air between you. And there's gonna be kind of this spark that ignites, okay, during your engagement. And then you guys get married, and then basically at the honeymoon, you know, I see a huge amount of attraction forming between the two of you. This spark that wasn't really there before all of a sudden just cultivates, and it just starts to really burn. I mean, we have the emotions are running high supermoon, and then with the new moon in Scorpio and the cardinal moon, I'm feeling a lot of passion here. So I think this match in particular is going to shock you guys. It's going to shock you. So in terms of the relationship dynamic, it starts off being, it might have been, you know, honestly a one night stand, or kind of a friends with benefits, or you guys were kind of dating, but there wasn't a huge spark. And then, you know, one of you got pregnant, and then the other one went, well, okay, I guess we're getting married. And you guys just kind of followed through with that. But then all of a sudden, as you get to know each other, um, this passion just really starts to grow between the two of you. With this physical touch card here, I'm getting that there's going to be that one of you or both of you, I'm getting that it's actually pretty reciprocal, is that there's going to be a lot of physical touch as a way of showing love. So a lot of hand holding, a lot of hugging, kissing, a lot of sexual intimacy, you know, rubbing each other's back, you know, little things, little ways of connecting with the other person physically is going to be huge in this relationship. Even if it's as simple as you guys are driving down the road, and then, you know, one of you reaches over and just puts your hand on the other one's leg. And it could be completely just a sweet gesture, not even sexual at all, but that's going to be a huge comfort to your partner, or a huge comfort to you. But like I said, I get this reciprocal. I just get a very passionate, intimate physical relationship manifesting somewhere where the love started out unrequited, where it just wasn't very comfortable. There might have been some conflict at the beginning here, because when you feel when you feel like you have to make a decision like this out of a sense of duty, that can really cause a resentment between partners. But I'm getting that as you guys get to know each other, as you really focus on the other person, this love is just going to erupt. I mean, here we have the only thing that is real is love, and be in the present and dream of the future. I'm basically getting that this relationship is going to be so much more passionate and loving and fulfilling than either one of you truly dreamed. And another bit of advice slash guidance that I heard for this pile specifically is, whether it's you or your partner, someone might be overthinking and worrying about what the future, you know, holds for you guys and your family, especially if, you know, there is that scenario of getting pregnant and then getting married out of that sense of duty. Okay. There might be this stress of, how are we going to afford this? How are we going to get along together? How can I spend my whole life with this person, you know, as things are just starting out? But then, like I said, if you can focus on the future, sorry, not on the future, if you both can focus on the present, and instead of having nightmares of the future, have dreams of fantasies of the future, as you're focusing on the present and enjoying the present, that's going to actually help you enjoy each moment fully. And it's actually going to bring about this passion and love quicker. Wow, guys, that is so beautiful. That is so amazing, and definitely unexpected for you guys. I'm getting very strongly. Um, in terms of any other relationship dynamic, I'm just getting that passion. Okay, that love that you never expected. Very cohesive energy. Um, you know, and I just want to mention that whole pregnancy storyline. It's so specific, so it's not going to resonate with all of you guys, but regardless of whether or not children are involved, I do get that there's just this sense of loyalty, sense of duty. It could be just a marriage of convenience. There's something here that when it first starts out, even as you guys decide to go that step and get married or become committed in some kind of sense, it's not really requited love. It's just very on the surface, maybe even a little cold. There's no real emotions. But as this commitment that you guys kind of feel forced into happens, I really see this just blooming, which is so beautiful. I was hoping to get some energy of other things to look out for the future, if you guys become parents, what to look for. I'm really getting that once that passion happens, with the Scorpio showing up here, watch out for jealousy. When things do get very passionate and very loving, I could see possible jealousy and insecurities coming to the surface, mostly based on challenges that might have happened at the beginning of your relationship. It's possible that one or both of you did a lot of dating when you first met. So there might be this kind of thought of, well, when they first kind of went out on dates with me, they were dating a lot of other people. So how am I going to be enough? Just kind of that insecurity kind of rearing its ugly head there. So really work on trying to snuff out any jealousy you feel. And if it arises in such a way that it's consuming some of your thoughts, consuming some of your positivity, take it, instead of just letting that kind of simmer inside and keeping that to yourself and letting it turn into resentment or distrust in your partner, definitely approach your partner and communicate. I'm getting communication is going to be huge here. Communication is going to be key here, okay? Because you guys are getting to know each other. And over time, if you don't communicate, some real struggles could come out. You could find that one person lashes out at the other because they simply don't understand where they're coming from. All right, guys, that was beautiful. I loved it. And if you guys resonate at all with this, please like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know your story. I'd love to hear it. All right, take care. Hello, my pile 2 people, or those of you who felt drawn to judication. This is your reading. Okay, guys. So with this pile specifically, I see a lot of ups and downs in the relationship. It's definitely going to feel a little bit like a roller coaster at times. Now, that's not bad. I'm just getting strongly that this relationship is meant to teach you something. It's meant to teach you patience and harmony. Okay, now it's trying to teach you that by finding patience in life, by finding peace, by finding harmony, you're gonna actually find more contentment and more fulfillment in your life. Okay, and so because of that, there's going to be challenges in this relationship that really just kind of pushes you to the edge at times, where you're going to feel like you're basically at the end of your tolerance, okay? But I want you guys to remember in this judication card, even though you have 2 people who technically in that card you can see them, battling against each other in court, for some reason I'm seeing it as a couple standing strong together against all of the judgments or the mediations that kind of come their way. So there's a lot of trial and error here, okay? With the deception card and the stay optimistic about your love life, I'm getting that you or your partner might have a lot of general insecurities about romance. Now, it could be that you believe your partner is not going to be faithful to you, or they believe that you're not going to be faithful to them. I get very strongly with this because I kept kind of hearing that roller coaster, that seesaw, that merry-go-round. I don't know why I'm getting toys like that, like in a park, but I get that one of you or both of you have either been in relationships where you you had a partner that was unfaithful, or you guys might have seen this in your home life where a parent or a parental figure, was unfaithful. So there might be a lot of fears, and that you might be no matter how your partner shows up, and no matter how above board your partner might be or you might be, there's just this kind of sense of distrust and worrying about that deception, being under the surface. Okay. So this is saying strongly stay optimistic about your love life. Okay. Don't automatically go to the negative. It's innocent before proven guilty. Okay. Innocent before proven guilty, not guilty before proven guilty. Okay. So it's really important that you develop your trust in your partner, or they develop trust in you. And honestly, that's going to take a lot of communication, and at times that's going to be a challenge. Um with the Pisces card showing up here, the new moon in Pisces, meditate and contemplate. I'm getting that as as a couple, you guys might do really well with things like yoga, meditation, dance, spiritual activities like that, where you try to find ways to um, also balance your chakras, align yourself. I'm getting a lot of spiritual energy here, so that could really go very, very, very far in helping this relationship to be a healthy one. Because, like I said, I see a lot of challenges here, but I also see you guys standing together and working through this together, okay? So, even though I think both of you will have times where you'll falter, and you'll kind of fall into this low vibrational state, and you'll kind of believe that everything's just gonna work out for the worst, your partner is going to be there to help motivate you and help you stand back to your feet. And likewise, when they're in that position, you're going to be there to help stand them back up. You guys are going to have a true understanding and appreciation for the other person, is what I'm getting. Even though there is these moments that, there's this concern for deception, in your guys' gut, in your soul, you know that your partner's not cheating on you. You know that your partner is faithful to you. It's just a little bit of that inner voice, that kind of negative part of the ego that just comes in and wants to throw a wrench in your happiness. Don't let it. Really, really, I'm seeing it's very, very important that you find activities that bring you peace and calm. And it doesn't necessarily have to be yoga, meditation, dancing, anything like that. It could be art. It could be music. It could be going for hikes. Oh, nature walks could be a huge thing for you guys to do together. Going camping, going by big bodies of water, surfing, stuff like that, fishing. Things that bring you guys that emotional calm and peace is actually going to make this a really, really sweet, tender, deep relationship full of I'm trying to think of the right word, harmonization. Bring you guys a lot of harmony. Let's just go there. It'll bring a lot of harmony between you guys. And I think that once you reach the point where you've kind of battled those demons and worked through those negative triggers, I'm hearing that you guys are going to have an extremely sweet and balanced life together. It's just going to be very peaceful, very calm, which is something I think that you guys both really crave, is that serenity. Just realize that there's going to be challenges along the way. There's going to be hurdles along the way. But with this full moon in Libra, a win-win outcome is forecast. This will work out in your favor. You just have to stay positive. All right, pile 2, that is your reading. Please like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below and let me know if this resonates with you. I love you so much. Take care. Hello, my pile 3 people, or those of you who felt drawn to message. This is your reading. I love this pile. I love it. So basically, what I'm getting is the relationship dynamic between you guys is so connected and aligned and powerful that it's not even funny. I mean, with the message card, this is talking about communication, okay? And with the communication is key, and the show the world the real you, the romantic feelings, and the trust, and the get to know each other, card here. This is basically the dynamic between you guys. There's going to be so much communication, okay? And I'm not saying that every bit of communication you guys have will be positive. There's times where we all, say things we don't mean, where we all practice communication that's not positive, where we get a little bit out of hand sometimes with our emotions. That happens. But what I'm seeing generally is that you guys are going to trust each other enough to have candid conversations, candid yet loving conversations. Okay? With this expect powerful change, new moon and eclipse, it's an extremely powerful energy here. So for a lot of you, I'm seeing, and this isn't a phrase I use very often, but I'm getting very much a twin flame connection here, okay? Where literally it really feels like two halves of one whole, okay? It really feels like a divided soul that came back together, and that's so incredibly beautiful. You guys are just on the same wavelength is what I'm getting here. Both of you might have this just innate thirst for knowledge, and you just love learning new things. Now, I'm not getting specific topics. It could be, learning about science, could be learning about vehicles, could be learning about music, learning about philosophy, learning about the economy, the news. I'm basically getting that your guys' tastes are eclectic and you guys really support each other in your quest for knowledge. So, honestly, this might be a really fun dynamic when it comes to travel, okay? Because if you guys travel together, I'm getting that you guys will both want to go to the museums. You'll both want to travel the city and learn about the history. And not only that, you're going to find it beautiful and exciting. And I'm actually getting that when you see new places in general, like when you visit a different country and you see the historical buildings. I don't know why, but I just got the image that you guys walk up to the building and you not only see a building from, the 1600s or whatever, you basically you feel the energy coming off the building. You feel the history coming from, that stone. You feel it. Okay? And it just brings about this really deep appreciation for life, for history, for the people who've been there before. Wow, guys, I'm just getting that you guys are both extremely intellectual people, and that's going to be something that you guys are just going to jive with so much. So this is kind of an interesting thing, but there's kind of stories about how if you have two twins, how they can almost read each other's minds, or if they're at a distance, if something happens to one of them, the other one feels it in some capacity. I'm gonna get a drink of water here. I'm getting that you guys have a very similar dynamic. It's almost like you guys, even though you do communicate constantly to each other, I'm getting that you guys could literally look into each other's eyes and you know what the other person wants to say, or you know what they're about to say, or you guys can communicate with no words out loud. You can communicate with body language, with looks. It's just you guys are so in tune with each other. So in tune. And I also get, once again, as you guys really support each other's thirst for knowledge and quest for knowledge. I also get that you guys really motivate each other to shoot for the stars. You really motivate each other to constantly better yourself, to learn more, but you inspire each other to love yourselves. So you encourage your partner and they encourage you to be who you are, because who you are is beautiful. Guys, this pile is incredible. Um yeah, I just get that the dynamic is really healthy. In general, the dynamic is really, really healthy between you two. In terms of, if you guys decide to have children together, if you decide to start a family in any way that that manifests, if you have, you know, a stable kind of set household with them, I'm getting that, with on all the stuff that matters, you guys are on the same page. And if you guys aren't quite um, on the same level in terms of the same opinion on something, you guys are able to really talk it out and communicate and really, really look at the pros and cons of how, one way would work and how the other way would work. So, like I said, even if you guys don't fully agree on something, you guys are fully able to have a conversation. uh, and it's not even really a debate, it's more just a discussion on how you guys should proceed. And you guys are really good at coming to basically common ground in these situations, which is so positive. In terms of challenges that might arise, like I said, I feel like you guys communicate so well. Um, you know, Sometimes when you feel fully open to communicate and you feel fully safe to communicate in a space with someone, there's times that you forget that the other person still has feelings that you need to at least respect or acknowledge. So, the only challenge I really see here is that sometimes, in the heat of the moment, in whatever emotions come up, phrases, words might slip out that can really trigger the other person. And I think you guys will easily work through that by coming back to it later and communicating the feelings you had. Um, in reaction to whatever your partner said. But those are the main challenges that I see, is maybe in the heat of the moment and emotions, maybe someone being a little too blunt for the other person. And with that quality of really communicating on the spot, being really good about that. The other challenge that I hear is, if you guys do, add more souls to your household, um, there might be, instances where one parent will disagree with the other parent in front of the child or in front of other people in the home. And that can really cause some discord in the relationship, because you're not presenting a united front. Now, it's perfectly okay to have conversations in front of other people and openly disagree, but in terms of moments where an opinion really matters to your partner, or they really feel like they're trying to be a parent to their child, or whatever dynamic this is taking, um, by stepping in and openly disagreeing with them, and undermines them. So that's the only real challenge that I'm getting here. Otherwise, I'm getting so much positivity, so much communication, and I think this will be a really, really fun relationship for you guys. I definitely recommend that you guys travel together. Definitely do that. All right, my pile three people, please like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below and let me know if this resonates with you. Take care. Hello, my pile four people, or those of you who felt drawn to change. This is your reading. Okay, guys, so in terms of the relationship dynamic between the two of you, I get a very earthy, stable energy with that full moon in Virgo. Um, I feel like everything is very I just got yummy and delicious. Okay, so in this relationship, let's just get a little bit to the lovemaking. I just heard it, so I have to kind of explore that topic a little bit. So I'm getting that things are very passionate, but that slow, uh, penetrating passion, no pun intended, basically not hurried. Okay. So I'm also getting, I just have to say, with foreplay, that nothing is hurried. Every moment is enjoyed. I'm also getting that you guys enjoy a lot of indulgences together. So that could be, indulging in going out to restaurants together, enjoying good food, having wine together, drinking together, maybe taking baths together, enjoying desserts together, going to see movies, really treating yourselves. And you guys definitely support each other in that because you both enjoy treating yourselves, and I'm getting that you enjoy treating your partner. Okay, so I mean, that's pretty cohesive. So I think that because you guys are on the same page with that, you guys are going to have a lot of fun and really yummy moments between the two of you, for sure. In terms of challenge, okay. So, with this, we have religious factors. This could be the one, and healing family issues. Okay. So, one big challenge that I see potentially is that you guys either come from very different religious backgrounds, or the spirituality that you guys chose as an adult maybe doesn't exactly mesh together in the way that you expect. Okay. um and that sometimes is a really, really tough hurdle to jump across, because some spiritualities, some religions believe that it is only correct in this one way. And if you go any other path, any other direction, you cannot reach the same destination, period. Okay? When you have that strong of a belief, it can be very hard to reconcile having such strong, loving feelings for someone who doesn't believe the same, because then you feel conflicted. Okay? Now, this might not be all of your story, but I'm definitely getting, with that religious factor showing up, there's definitely some kind of area that you guys aren't quite meeting or doesn't quite jive. And it doesn't actually have to be religion in general. It could be, certain values or ethics or morals that you were raised with that are a little bit different than what the other person was raised with. It could be political differences as well, to be honest. Looking at things very differently in that sense can cause a lot of conflict when you're talking about, usually it's about the human issues that people really get passionately upset about. It's one thing to talk about taxes, it's a whole other thing to talk about, a human rights issue. So there could be some fundamental differences there. I'm not getting fundamental differences that are terminal to the relationship. I'm not seeing anything like racism or anything awful like that, in this relationship. I'm just seeing things that seem like big hurdles when you look at them from afar, but when you really examine them and you talk to your partner and you really try to understand the other side, you'll find that that hurdle is not really a hurdle, it's a molehill. Okay. And basically, by talking through it, communicating, establishing boundaries and barriers of what's okay with you, what's not, and really having that conversation, I think that you guys will be shocked at how aligned you guys actually are. It just seems on the surface like you guys believe completely different things. And that's why I think that change card is so important here. Now, that change card is generally talking about moving, so changing the scenery. But for you guys, I believe that it's really changing how you approach life, changing your viewpoints, um, it's mostly just changing routine, changing your everyday life to fit someone else in who does things very differently from you. Okay. I'm also getting with that healing family issues, that this might coincide with the religious factors, in the sense that you might have a lot of hang-ups from your childhood that you're having a hard time moving past, in this other relationship. Like one example is, let's say you grew up in a very strict household where things were very much A plus B equals C. This is how it is. This is just the right thing. And this is how we're going to do it. And let's say your partner was raised in a household that was very free, embracing, in the sense that, okay, free expression is great. And, this is our idea, but if you look at it this way, that's fine. Just that's a very different dynamic. Okay. And sometimes it could be hard when you have, a history here and a history there, and you try to make a future together and blend that. But, you know, I believe that you guys can create something really, really beautiful together, and something completely new is what I'm getting with that change card. It'll be something completely new that you two as a couple, built for yourselves. And it'll be a safe space, is what I'm getting, where you create the life that you want. You create the life that you want to see, and then you both feel safe to live in that space that you created, which is really, really beautiful. In terms of, if you guys decide to bring more souls into the household, if you decide to have children or adopt or any of that, once again, one big challenge I could see could be in the um, differences in not only raising children in terms of how each of you are raised and certain values that might be instilled in you, but the religious differences could make things difficult when raising a child, because there might be some conflict there on what the right thing, quotation mark, is to do for your child. So my big advice to you guys, whether you have children in the scenario or not, is to communicate. Okay? Communicate, and communicate from a space and listen from a space that's non-judgmental and is just very, very open to receiving the other person's, thought processes and emotions. Because if you just allow yourself to be closed down, or if they allow themselves to be closed down, you guys really aren't going to get anywhere. So this really is a beautiful relationship, because I basically see an alchemy with a lot of trial and error, where you guys are really going to have to talk things through. I almost see you guys knocking over the towers, because neither one of you fully like the foundation that those towers were built on. So you guys are going to build something completely new and completely unique to you guys. But that's going to take some trial and error. You got to research supplies. You got to, get the right contractors. You got to find the right plot to build your framework and build your foundation. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that you guys will have to talk through, and a lot of stuff you'll have to work through. But like I said, in terms of your guys' relationship dynamic, it really is beautiful. Like I said, that slow, beautiful passion, that slow moving appreciation, that stability, wanting to be there for your partner, wanting to treat your partner, do kind things for your partner. I get that this person that you're going to be with is going to be very sweet to you. Okay? Very sweet to you, very caring towards you. They truly want you to be happy. And they want themselves to be happy. They do have self-love there. They do want to treat themselves and they want to treat you. And I believe that the energy is reciprocated there. But anyway, that's what I have for you, my pile 4 people. Please like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below and let me know if this resonates with you. Take care. Hello, my pile 5 people, or those of you who felt drawn to Mature Man. This is your reading. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, so this is trouble, but good trouble. I basically see that you two are extremely furry spirits, okay? With this playfulness and this chemistry, right next to each other. I basically get that you guys, and the Aries energy here with that new moon in Aries showing up. This is an extremely passionate, fiery, almost unstable connection. And I don't mean unstable in the sense that it's toxic, but unstable in the sense that you guys are both so passionate. You both bring so much excitement to the table. And I basically get that each one of you basically when you see something, it's kind of that Aries energy. When you guys see something that you want, you basically shoot after it like a comet, okay? And you basically decide, okay, I want that, so I'm going to get it. And you go after it with everything you can muster, okay? And I'm getting that you have 2 firecrackers in a relationship, both shooting off towards what you want. But what's funny is at the end of the day, you still circle back to each other. So even though, you guys might be shooting stars headed in every single direction in a manner that's kind of scattered, at the end of the day, you guys basically retrace your steps. What was I trying to say there? You basically turn around and go back towards each other at the end of the day and meet up again. And then that passion just explodes in a good way, is what I'm feeling with this pile, okay? But I'm also getting a lot of impulsive energy. Now, first, I want to say with the True Love card that came out here, you guys really are a beautiful connection. And I see this as, the relationship that's going to be your forever relationship. It's absolutely incredible. And the excitement and passion and youthfulness that you guys find within each other and within yourselves is absolutely incredible. However, I see a really big impulsive energy here, okay? And the big challenge that I see in this relationship specifically is that impulsive nature and how that could possibly get you into trouble. Okay, we have pay attention to the red flags showing up here. And then I have the first quarter moon, your commitment is being tested, and treasure your loved ones. Okay, so when you guys decide to commit to each other. Some of you will decide to have children, some of you will decide not to have children, some of you will have fur babies, some of you will simply, basically actually, I think almost all of you are going to basically constantly have an open door to people who need somewhere to stay. You're going to be extremely supportive to your friends around you, and I'm getting that you're almost the couple that you could wake up in the morning and there's some random person sleeping on your couch in their underwear, and you basically just walk over and say, hey, want some coffee? Basically it'll just be everyday life where you guys, I'm getting that you guys with that passion have huge hearts. Huge, huge, huge hearts. You'd give anybody who needed it the shirt off your own back. And I get that you guys both are on the same level when it comes to that. You guys both just have an open door to everyone. What's mine is yours, mi casa, su casa, that kind of energy where you guys you're willing to give whatever you can. Just extremely generous. Okay. So I see that you guys are around a lot of people. You guys both are probably social butterflies, and you have big groups of friends is what I'm getting really strongly here. So when you guys become committed with all these people coming in and out and that passionate energy, the challenge that I see is that there's a potential that you or your partner might be tested by another person, and they might really test the faithfulness and loyalty that your partner has for you or you have for your partner. And I feel that that's going to be a challenge on more than one occasion. You're going to have people who, even though they know that you're in a committed relationship and you want to be with them, you're going to have other people come in and basically proposition you anyway. And I get that they're going to push hard, okay? That they're really going to kind of pressure you because they're really, honestly, these people are generally thinking, about themselves and not about you and your relationship dynamic. Another possibility here is because you guys are such free spirits, you might be actually a couple that has an open relationship. Okay, and if that's the case, one thing I would say is make sure that you set very clear boundaries. Okay, because if you don't set those clear boundaries at the beginning, someone is going to immediately jump to the deep end. Okay, and boundaries will be crossed immediately, and that could cause some feelings of jealousy, some insecurity, and really some challenges and conflict between you guys. When all you really need to do to avoid that is to communicate ahead of time and establish rules ahead of time. Because, like I said, I'm getting such a free spirited energy here that I don't think you guys would just get jealous unless someone actually did something wrong by you. So I could actually see those who picked this pile, some of you, not all of you, might actually be happy in that kind of dynamic where things can be open, you can share love to others, that kind of thing, as long as there's ground rules. So just be careful to keep things above board, communicate with your partner, try not to jump over any boundaries, break through any of those fences like the Kool-Aid man. Try do your best to think first before the action in these scenarios, because you really need to think about, your loved ones, your partner. If you guys have children, them, and really before you engage in behavior or they engage in behavior that could possibly endanger that environment or the happiness and stability of that environment, really look at everything you have, okay? And all the love you have with your partner, all the passion you have with your partner, the excitement, all the positive connections that you guys have built together. Honestly, trust is harder to get back once it's been broken once, okay? So do your best to avoid breaking that trust. Now, in terms of your partner, if it's not you, obviously you can't force them to be faithful. I'm not saying your partner will not be faithful to you, but I would say if you're not the one who is put in that situation, where boundaries are tested and your commitment is being tested, I would say encourage your partner to communicate with you and set a space that is completely open to just say whatever. For instance, create a space where your partner feels like they can come to you and say, "Hey, I don't want you to feel any negative way about this, but I saw this person today and I was very attracted to them, and they were very attracted to me, and I almost gave them my number, and then I went, oh no, I have someone at home. Nothing happened, but maybe there's something we need to revisit here. There's something that maybe a need that I'm not having met in some way. Maybe I need to do this, and it might not even be within the relationship that you need a need met. It could be I need to spend more time on my art. I need to, help more people, whatever it is, create a space where you can have those very candid conversations. And if you can have those extremely open, candid conversations, I see you guys basically getting through those challenges with ease. All right, my pile 5 people, that was awesome. Please like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below and let me know if this resonates with you. I love you so much. Take care. Hello, my pile 6 people, or those of you who felt drawn to Privileged Lady. This is your reading. Oh my goodness, guys. In the best way possible, this is probably the sappiest, most romantic pile I have ever had, ever. This is like the epitome of a movie or novel romance right here. This is just ridiculous. In the best way possible. It really is. It's so I have you deserve love, new love, past life relationship very soon, and wedding. Okay. And then we have the privileged lady. So I'm getting that, regardless of role here, one partner wants to be treated like a king or wants to be treated like a queen, and the other partner loves to treat them like a king or like a queen. There's definitely this relationship where both of you are having your love language met. One of you loves to give and the other one loves to receive, okay? But what I get is that dynamic easily shifts to the other way, okay? So for instance, let's just go with the typical, fairy tale norm here. We have Prince Charming and we have the princess, okay? So sometimes, you're going to have Prince Charming there taking care of the princess, rescuing her from dragons and rescuing her from the tower. And then sometimes, the princess is going to swoop in and save Prince Charming and take care of Prince Charming and cater to Prince Charming. And I'm basically getting that this dynamic is just very, very, very romantic. Okay, candlelit dinners, the bath salts, massages. Might even get a little kinky, but mostly I'm just getting dreamy, chivalrous, beautiful romantic energy. Oh my goodness. And with the new moon in Cancer and the full moon in Leo showing up, I feel that there's this perfect harmony of passion and emotional depth here. Okay, this is definitely a soulmate connection for sure. With this focus on love, be willing to express love, do something for someone, the heart of the matter. I feel like both of you express your love with all of your being. Okay? Extremely just loving individuals when it comes to, each other. But what's interesting is although I get that sweet energy, that very, very sweet, loving, romantic energy, it's almost got this dreamy quality to it. It's very Piscean, actually. This kind of soft underbelly, but just deep emotional waters. But at the same time, I don't feel like each of you is like that with other people. Now, you might be extremely sweet, extremely loving, in general, have a big heart for others, but you don't really allow this emotional vulnerability or this really romantic nature show in front of anybody else. And I think it's the same with your partner. So this is something very private, something very sacred that you guys actually share with each other. Honestly, I just keep getting movie romance, storybook novel romance. The way you guys meet will probably be like that. It'll probably be like a movie playing out, just very serendipitous. And your whole relationship is just going to be that way. You guys are both going to show each other love constantly, whether it's, doing nice things for the other one, showing up emotionally, allowing yourself to be vulnerable, having a safe space for them to be vulnerable. I'm getting just sappy, constantly kissing, constantly holding hands. I basically see you guys as the couple that you could be married 20, 50, 60 years, 70 years even, and you guys are still kissing each other constantly, still holding each other's hand. You're still looking into each other's eyes, into, you know, just basically the love abyss. You know, you guys basically being so in love no matter how many years you're together. It's like you guys can't get enough of each other. Okay? Um in terms of challenges, um I would say in terms of challenges, try not to be, there's nothing wrong with being devoted to each other. There's nothing wrong with being emotionally entangled with someone else and being supportive to them, being loving to them, you know, being on the same wavelength as them. That is all beautiful, but really try not to develop dependency. Okay? That's actually the biggest challenge I see here. It's not a challenge in the sense of you guys arguing or having conflict between you in a general sense, but I do feel this very dependent energy. So, for instance, let's say that one of you has to go on a trip and leave the other behind. The other, both of you will struggle emotionally just from the separation. Okay? Um, and that can be really hard for you guys. That can cause a lot of stress, anxiety, but it's actually healthy to get some space sometimes. And I feel that you guys won't want to get that space because you'll just want to be wrapped up within each other at all times. But I'm seeing the challenge is to still try to stay connected to the outside world. Don't lose contact with your family or friends, you know, still have connections outside of your relationship is what I'm seeing. Not to say that you shouldn't enjoy your relationship fully or even prioritize them, but prioritize yourself too. Prioritize the other people you love spending time with is what I'm getting. You don't want things to be too dependent in this relationship. But guys, this is really, really incredible. Amazing. All right, I'm going to end it there. Please like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below and let me know if this resonates with you guys. I love you so much. Take care.